Hey everybody, Mac to Monster, back with Marvel Heroes. As promised, I got Doctor Strange. He's level 60, and yeah, somehow he's fully geared. And I'm not joking. He's fully geared with level 60, full set of uniques. Thanks to a little help from Emma Frost, who let him borrow a few things, and actually, I got pretty lucky with the trade-in program that's now in there at the crafter. I had quite a few duplicates, and oddly enough, wouldn't you know, I get a lot of Doctor Strange um, level 60 uniques somehow, even though he was level 1. I think it was a bug. I'll take the bug and I'll run with it. So I did get him to level 60, and it happened really fast, especially with this event. I happened to level him during the Midtown event where the bosses drop all the extra loot and a lot of extra XP, and I just kept rolling my legendary quests to coincide with that. And I spent a lot of money to get his costume right and a lot of money doing those quests, and poof, a couple million credits gone. Anyways, I digress. I do have a good build for him, and he's very, very, very cosmic capable, and he's also very, very, very squishy. So I'll go into the build. Of course, it's called the Sorcerer Supreme. What else could it be? And it's very basic. If you remember from the original video of what I was showing, or if you played, you already know he has these cooldown incantations. And you're basically cycling through the incantations. But a key thing to remember is this mystic energy. Basically, you cast 5 incantations, and on the 6th one, it reduces all the cooldowns of all the incantations by 15 seconds. This makes a certain cooldown, Vapors of Altar, actually viable, even though it's got a 25-second cooldown. It becomes very, very useful. So what I'm doing, I don't know if this is standard or not. I haven't seen too many people do a couple things that I'm doing, and that would be the Vapors of Veltor. I think they don't understand that it's awesome damage, and half the time when I'm up on a boss, I can get this casting again before it's actually done. Obviously, the uniques do have some duration increase on it, so it's lasting longer than 8 seconds. So I'm doing the Crimson Bands of Cyderic. It's a short duration, decent damage. It immobilizes things. It's very, very handy that way. Incantation. I'm also doing the Flames of the Faltine. This is a basic AoE on the ground, and it lasts a very long time, 6 seconds, and only on a 4-second cooldown, and it's a lot of damage. As you can see, that's 25,000 damage a second. This was 15,000 damage a second, so I'm already up to 80,000 damage a second. This is basically a damage over time boss destroyer. It works on trash too, it's just a little slower. I'm also taking Demons of Danak. It's a lot of health income. It regenerates health per hit. It hits twice a second. It again does 25,000 damage a second. So, that's 50, 65,000 damage a second already on those 3 skills. And then this skill, Vapors of Voltar. 12,000 to 18,000 per lightning strike. That lightning is like Storm's Maelstrom, except it's on the ground. You place it on the ground just like you would Flames of the Faltine, except it's got a huge AoE. And I'll just show you. It's a huge AoE. It's not small. I am using Dr. Octopus's metal, by the way. Highly suggestible, but anyways. This thing just does damage like no tomorrow. It's awesome. I'm obviously putting points in the All-Seeing Eye. The All-Seeing Eye is massive damage, even though it's on a 1 minute cooldown. Unfortunately, it's not an incantation. Otherwise, I could probably have it out every 15 seconds and have it up permanently. But, you know, they're not that dumb. They're not going to let that happen because that's a lot of damage coming out also. I actually believe this is more damage than the All-Seeing Eye, and I can have this out much more. The thing I don't see people using is this images of icon. I don't see anybody using the astral projection, and I get it because it's a lot of spirit per second, and it's not a lot of damage. I wasn't interested in it, even with the extra ones, 5 times the little bits of damage that they're doing. They seem to be killing some of the pets, not necessarily Rocket Raccoon, but you know, like Black Panther's pets. Yeah, they're killing off that. Anyways, the images of icon, these pets don't do any damage, and I don't care that they don't do any damage. They last 7 seconds. They're on a 9-second cooldown. They're actually tagged as ranged, so power duration does apply, interestingly enough. And look at the health. They have a massive amount of health, a massive amount of defense. They're 323 or 332% of my health and 238% of my defense. The big tagline here is images taunt enemies while active. That's the key right there. That's going to keep so many things off you. It makes going through the trash a little bit harder, kind of like Nightcrawler, because you're not spamming as much, but bosses are so much easier as long as you can stay out of the stuff. And you know, with the teleport, it's kind of easy to stay out of the stuff. Sometimes you'll get caught. It's just the way the game is. That's why you have so many hit points and hope to survive, so you can hit your health kit. So this is basically the builds. I'm putting 1 point in Dreamwalking, 1 point in Orb of Agamotto, and 1 point in Ancient Training. These are all basic buffs. This is defense, dodge, tenacity, and then once you hit 5 incantations, if you notice I got 5 incantations down there, the effects are increased by 50% for 5 seconds. The Orb of Agamotto, that's giving you maximum spirit, and then when you hit that maximum energy, mystic energy there, hit 5 pips, enemies take 10% extra damage for 8 seconds, 7 seconds. And then Dreamwalking is plus damage, plus crit rating, and plus spirit cost reduction, and the effects are plus increased by 50% for 5 seconds when mystic energy reaches maximum. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and by the time I even hit this, this is back up. When I'm dealing with trash, I'm usually just using the images, the bands, and the flames, and if something's really like yellow or blue, maybe I'll throw a demon down there to make sure I got hit points coming in, but I'm usually not getting hit, which is leading to the gearing strategy. Because I'm going to show this off in a Cosmic, I've got this geared for a Cosmic, so I have a defensive Uru. I have a mental Uru as well. They're both equipped with River of the Soul. It's for the 6th spirit when you hit it with any power, and the power duration, and the power cost reduction. Basically, this coupled with this Disciple of Daramu sash, which gives me another 4.2 spirit when I hit an enemy, is going to keep me able to burn some of these high value spirit abilities all the time. I won't have to worry about spirit at all. I do have the basic attack up there. I never ever really use it. It actually kind of gets in the way because if I'm spamming the basic attack, sometimes the functions when I hit the keys just don't happen, so I don't even use it. I am using an advanced Wondergore Clay. You know, no wonder, because I want that summon ally duration, and the hit points aren't terrible either. So that's helping out the images of icon yet again, and it's giving me a duration. That's going to put the duration with the other power durations well beyond the cooldown of 9 seconds. When I'm fighting a boss, I'll have duplicates of these things out there taunting, and it will be very, very, very effective for keeping everything away from me except for the power cosmics, the orbs going across the ground. You just got to watch what you're doing there. Make sure you're not standing in anything. And that's where it gets a little bit complicated playing Strange, because you're kind of trying to watch your cooldowns and make sure you're popping everything on cooldowns so you're not watching the screen, and that's how you get caught. So watch the screen and the bosses and just hit the cooldowns. The biggest thing is to make sure you always have images out there taunting. I'm using a Pluvian superconductor because the only thing that I'm really not using that's not an area is demons. Images, Crimson Bands, the Flames of the Faultine, Vapors, they're all area. And let's see. And Facet of Power, your ultimate is an area. So that works. I'm using an advanced scroll targeting computer. Why not? It's 620 damage rating versus targets not attacking you. I got something out there taunting, keeping things away from me. They're very hard to kill until they get nerfed anyways. So that's a huge amount of damage rating. It's hitting off the sheet. If you look at my character sheet, you know, everybody laughs at my Emma because it's only 1,000 damage rating. But like Emma, if we come over here, I scroll down to my mental damage rating. Right now it's 4,000 with 29% bonus to that 4,000, 3,900. And that's not counting anything that's hidden, like the scroll targeting computer or the procs that I get off of my uniques. So there's a lot of bonus damage happening. It's a heavy damage. And all my blessings. I'm also using the Advanced Super Soldier Serum. If I'm not doing Cosmics, I will swap this out for the Shitar or Shiar cloaking device, which is another 689. I think that one is 689 damage rating versus not attacking me. I'm using the Warlock's Eye. They beefed it up, so it should be, if not in competition with Gungnir, it's probably going to blow it away. And especially with that next rank, that 500 crit rating, that's only 300 crit rating underneath Gungnir. With 1,000 damage rating, you know, your crits are going to hit hard, and your regular attacks are going to hit just as hard. So I like the Eye. I go with the Eye. I always like straight damage rating, but that's me. I got the Darkhold. This is not part of his set. This is any hero, obviously. But it's massive. It's got damage rating and then plus another 994 damage rating on mental attacks. So obviously this is awesome. Plus 1 to energy. I got the Blue Mage's bodysuit here. This is more survivability with durability on it. That's awesome. Big health pool on it. A little bit of dodge. Plus 8% radius for powers, area powers. 5,500 health regeneration. 4% chance to create a stupid shield that prevents 1,600 damage. That's nothing. That's a low chance to proc anyways. But plus 6 to all my Mystic Arts. That helps on some of the passives there. And then Defender's Black Coat, another big chunk of health. But a big chance, 9% chance to take half damage from projectiles, 18% chance to reduce movement, or 18% cost reduction to movement powers. 9% power duration, 3% chance to ignore damage when attacked. That's awesome. And then when you deal damage with an incantation, I gain 441 mental damage for 5 seconds. So again, there's another 400 and almost 50 damage that it's not even counting. This is giving me that spirit. And it's got chances to summon mindless ones. You can have up to 3 mindless ones out at the same time. And then Cerebro, which is awesome because it's giving me extra damage rating on mental attacks again. And it's got defense on slot 5, so I'm not totally hurt on defense. And that's it. So I highly suggest these two any heroes for any mental character. Thank you, Emma, for letting us borrow it. And that's basically it. I've got obviously 25% health and spirit on medkit use, Plus fighting is not the ideal, but I'll take it. I'd rather durability. Obviously, I got way too much energy already. I'm well into bad returns. Durability would work at least until they fix stats, which they haven't done yet. I've done all health because I got so much other offense. I really got to get the defense up so I can take a hit, especially with the low durability. Hits are going to hurt. I did beef up the defense. Right now, 43% less damage from things my level. So about 32-33% damage reduction from cosmic bosses. That's going to help a lot. Ring, all I cared was the hit points, but it's got ranged power. Most things are ranged. And again, insignia, I wanted the hit points, but this actually has area power damage, so I'll take that. There's more damage rating that's not being accounted for. So, little bits of hidden things. I'm well over 5,000 damage rating with this guy. And let's do Cosmic Dr. Oct. Now, an interesting thing about Cosmic Dr. Octopus is I found out that he's a little bit bugged, and I guess the melee people are having a really hard time because one of his melee abilities actually can one-shot them. So, it's a good thing we're not melee. I got my thing up. There's a yellow. I put the pet on it. The pet does a ton of damage. Not sure how it does that damage, but it definitely feels like that pet does way more damage than what it actually lists it at. What's nice is the tanks are listed as area, and it appears like the area effects increasers, like Dr. Oct's Metal, the uniques, actually affect how far away they can taunt. Makes them very, very, very OP. See that lightning damage is going nuts. That's what I like about it. And that cooldown seems so long, but man, 15 seconds every 5 casts of an incantation is nothing. Like, there it is again. I didn't wait 30 seconds for that to come down. I can already cast it again right now. It just fell off. That's almost permanent. Permanent uptime. There's my mindless one that gets summoned. I don't feel like burning my cooldowns, I can just zap the one guy sitting there. I always throw the tanks out first because they taunt and they take everything's attention off of me. And of course I got plus damage rating against things not attacking me, so I want that to happen. And this Crimson Bands of Cedric, it's only a 3-second cooldown. It's up so fast. That's what I tend to put down for most openers. Because by the time I actually cast the other things, it's usually up again. And then the yellow I put the pet on, because the pet's, that little pet, the Demon of Denek there, he does really good damage against those little guys. Let's say I need 15 more. And there's our bounty. So now for the fun. This is where a little bit of memory is going to help. I've only done it once just to see if it was possible because I had so much trouble with Black Panther. He actually killed the pets. That's okay though. Finish off the other stuff that spawned. And I would say that's a very, very effective cosmic kill. Mr. Strange, anything good drop? And some runes. Really would like a nice little cosmic ring for him to complete him off. I got some rings, but not cosmics. Cosmic cockbite mask, not useful. Speed and strength, not useful to me. Oh well, nothing too useful for me. So, that's the Sorcerer Supreme. I find it highly effective. I think it's going to be very, very effective for group play. Those little tanks are incredible. Incredible. Point them out. They just make them out. Because you can see Dr. Octopus can kill them. So you got to have some hit points on them. And I think that's also part of the bug where the melee players were having a little bit of problems. Even a super decked out Miss Marvel player who was having no problem doing any of the cosmics got one-shotted by it. So I'll have to retest out Black Panther before I say that he's not so good at it. But that's it. So Sorcerer Supreme, hope it helps. Hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely cosmic capable. And I'm loving them. I waited a long time for them.